Where's my camera? I'm so excited. Number 20. I'm done. Hi everyone. I'm so excited about this because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. So in the spirit of fighting all my fears in 2020, I've decided to start my mentoring sessions with Pastor M. And today, I'm going to start with 20 things that you must not do in 2020. So do you hear that? 20 things that you must not do in 2020. See what I did there? Okay. So the very first thing, I'm just going to get right into it because there's so many things, 20 things. So the very first thing is in 2020, don't joke with your relationship with God. Yes, I know, I heard you think, cliche, what are you expected to say? You're a pastor. But the truth is, in 2020, the only way that you can succeed in 2020 is to actually have a very strong relationship with God. And when I mean a strong relationship with God, I don't just mean carrying your Bible about or posting things on Instagram or putting cute scriptures out there. I actually mean a real relationship. So that means talking to Him, listening to Him, reading His Word, what I consider love letters from Him, fasting so that you can quieten your mind, quieten your spirit so that you can hear God. Because God will give you instructions, He will give you clarity. Once you have a relationship with God, it just makes every other thing easy, okay? One of the interesting things about 2020 is that, you know, just as the name implies, it will be a year of vision. One of the things that God said to me, told me that it will be a year of clarity. So if God has already seen the end of the year before it's even started, and I believe that one of the things that we must essentially do is that we must have a relationship where we can ask Him questions, we can talk to Him. God will show you pictures of the future, He will give you ideas, He will give you concepts. So if you're not talking to God, 2020 is going to be very, very hard for you. Second thing that you do in 2020, don't settle for less than you deserve. 2020 is going to be a year where you need to go out there and fight for what you want. And I know that this is alien to the millennials. Yes, I have my battles with the millennials. This is alien to them because they just are very entitled and you believe that everything will come to you. But the truth is, some of the things that will come to you this year, you need to fight for them. So don't settle for less than you deserve. If you know you really want something, don't enter into manage mode, okay? So for instance, don't manage, let me speak to the ladies, don't manage that guy that is broke, badly behaved, he's beating you. Because I hear a lot of ladies say those things. Some of them even send me DMs and say, oh, there's this guy. In fact, there's a particular lady who sent me a message and says, oh, there's this guy who's beating me, but he's so sweet. I'm like, those two things don't even go together. How is he sweet if he's beating you? So why are you with him? And then she says to me, oh, he's very intelligent. I say, he doesn't seem very intelligent to me, because if he was intelligent, he would be smart enough to know he shouldn't be beating you. Okay, so this year, cut out all the crap. Don't settle for anything less than you deserve. If you want the best, then fight for the best. Okay, you deserve it. And the third thing, I mean, we're doing this really quickly. So the third thing you must not do this year is do not lie to yourself. Oh, I can't say this enough. You know, Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true. You may be able to lie to other people, but the mistake you must not make this year is to lie to yourself. Don't follow what's going on social media. Don't follow what's, I mean, you may be able to post pictures, pretty pictures, have filters, you know, that make you look your best. But the truth of the matter is this. If you lie to yourself, you will be the most miserable of all people. If you are fat, lose weight. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm just a bit chubby, I'm just a little bit on the plump side, or you look for filters that make you slimmer. You may lie to everybody else, but always be brutally honest with yourself. You need to give yourself permission to be brutally honest. Tell yourself the truth. If you have a bad attitude, be open with yourself. Tell yourself, look, I have a bad attitude, okay? I talk to people anyhow, I'm disrespectful, I need to do something about it. I eat too much, I need to do something about it. Literally anything. Have conversations with yourself this year in 2020. Sit down and have conversations. Bible tells us about the prodigal son. And the prodigal son, it's a common story. And just for the sake of those who don't know the story very well, I'm just going to quickly share it. So a father had 2 sons. And then the younger of the 2 sons asked for his own inheritance. Now, it was something that was his, but his father was still alive. And usually an inheritance is passed to the children when the father is dead. So he asked for his inheritance, and the Bible tells us that he wasted it with riotous living. So he started spending his money, having fun, attending cool parties, doing everything but saving money. After a while, he became so broke, he couldn't even afford to eat. He started eating what the pigs were eating. After a while, it became so bad that the Bible tells us that he came to himself. And he said to himself, I will return to my father. Until he had that conversation with himself. And he said, look, this thing I'm doing is not working anymore. He made no changes. It was the moment that he had that conversation, the moment where he was able to tell himself the truth, that this thing I'm doing is not working. I will go back to my father. Even if he takes me back as a servant, it's better than living the way I'm living. So in 2020, you need to be able to tell yourself the truth. If you've been working at a business and it's not working, you need to sit down, stop blaming everybody else but yourself, and tell yourself what you're doing that is not working. If you are lazy, you need to talk to yourself. 2020, it's better that you make those decisions. Talk to yourself before other people have negative things to say about you. Okay? So the third thing you need to do this year, make sure that you do not lie to yourself. So another thing that you must not do in 2020, you must not fight unnecessary battles. This one, I don't even know how people get themselves involved in some battles that are totally unnecessary. The truth is, one of the principles I live by is that you don't have to attend every fight you're invited to. You have to learn to choose your battles wisely. You have to learn not to defend yourself unnecessarily, okay? So decide the things that are important to you, the people that are important to you, and then choose your battles wisely. So a lot of times I have people put up posts, especially on social media. And the reason why I hammer so much on social media is that this is a social media generation. So, we can't really run away from it, can we? So, for example, you put up a post on social media, and then people start ranting and raving and start saying things that have no business, no correlation with what you've put up. One of the things I never do is respond to those comments. Generally in life, you need to understand that you do not waste your energy. You must learn how to apply your energy wisely. So in 2020, it will be a total waste of your time, your mind, your energy, your soul, your spirit, your body to actually fight battles that are unnecessary. So you must be very clear on what's important and what's not. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every comment. There are times people say things and you could just walk away. I tell people all the time, you do realize that your hand is not connected to your phone, right? So if someone says something you don't like, you can totally ignore it. Totally walk away from it. You don't have to comment. And the beautiful thing about social media is that you can block or restrict. Those are beautiful buttons I use all the time. Someone says something I don't like on my social media feed, or someone says something I don't like to me, I walk away from it. You don't have to fight every battle. Someone insults you, you do realize you can walk away. You don't have to answer. Someone says something rude to you, you can walk away. You can politely respond and walk away. So in 2020, you must make up your mind. Don't get involved in every fight. Some things are not even your business. A friend has an issue with another friend. It's not your place to go and fight their battles for them. Okay? So you must decide what's important and what's not. I learned this principle as a very young girl. I remember in secondary school, 2 people were fighting. And someone came to try to separate them. They're like, don't fight, don't fight. So the person was in the middle, pushing them, and then they hit her in the eye. And I just thought to myself, the 2 people were threatening to fight, didn't even get hurt. So it was you that had no business getting involved. Had no business. You could have stepped back and said, you guys stop this. But she got in the middle, don't do that. She was trying to push, and then next thing we knew, they hit her in the eye. And then I learned that you need to choose your battle wisely. You need to choose and select the fights that you get involved in. So in 2020, make sure you don't get into unnecessary fights. Another way to make sure you don't get involved in unnecessary fights is number 5, okay? The next thing, do not lend money to friends and family. And I know that it may sound really mean, but follow me and just listen to where I'm coming from, okay? One of the things I never do is lend money to my friends and family that I cannot forfeit. So I'm not saying don't give people money. I'm saying it must be something you can let go of. Because when it comes to family and friends, what happens is that you must weigh what's more important, the relationship or the money. And usually the relationship, if you're a normal person, no, the relationship should be more important than the money. So I always consider it. If someone is asking me for 200,000, for instance, I'm just using that as an example. If I cannot afford to release 200 and never worry whether I get it back or not, I will release 50,000 if that is what I can afford to give, okay? Because that keeps you from unnecessary fights. Listen, the love of money will create enemies. The love of money is the root of all evil. Usually when you start to lend money, then enmity starts to breed between people. So if someone asks you for money and you know it's not something you can let go of, please do not lend that kind of money in 2020. It's another way to make sure you avoid unnecessary battles, okay? So number 6. So another thing you must not do in 2020 is that you must not play with knowledge. It is so important. There's a popular adage that says that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. One of the things I've learned is when you're ready to learn something, you will find someone to teach you. So this year, don't play with knowledge. Ask questions, do a course, read books, not just Facebook, read books, okay? Books are created for a reason, okay? They're written so that you can enter the mind of the author. There's so many things we can learn if we would just open a book. So make it your goal this year to read a book at least once every month, okay? Once every month. I was going to say once every week, but I knew I was pushing it. So once every month, at least read a book, learn something new, learn a skill, pick up a new hobby. If you've been wanting to drive for years, I mean, driving is a life skill. It's not a luxury anymore. Learn how to drive, learn how to swim. I'm telling myself that as well. Learn how to swim, okay? Do important things. You can't cook, learn how to cook, but learn something. You never can tell when an opportunity will open up for you in 2020. And it will be based on the knowledge that you have, okay? So it's important that you learn something. One of the things I've learned is that if you are willing to learn, okay, no one can stop you. There will always be opportunities for you to learn something. Pick up something, ask questions. You'll be amazed at the things you will learn just by asking the person beside you. Don't even be so dependent on people doing things for you. If there's something you're always trying to get people to do. I learned how to bake cakes because I was tired of spending my money on cakes. And there was a certain way I wanted it to be, I wanted it to taste. Just try. You will never know until you try. So this year, make it a goal that you do not play with knowledge. There's an adage that says if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. I need you to remember that. It's so important that you do not play with knowledge in 2020. Okay, so number 7. One of the things you must do, or rather must not do in 2020 is don't spend everything you earn. I'm going to say that again, and I'm going to say it very slowly so that you can hear me. Don't spend everything you earn. I cannot understand why people do that. I honestly cannot. It's so important that no matter what you earn, you must be able to save something. God doesn't give you everything so that you can eat it all. Because God believes in principles, okay? That's why there's seed and then there's tree. So the tree produces seed for us to keep planting. You must have something that gives you a sustainable cycle of miracles. So if you have money, especially for people who do business, I can't say this enough. I know so many people who do business or even work at careers. You spend everything that you have. That does not make any sense. It just doesn't. You must be able to have a financial plan that includes saving and investing, not just spending. So when you make money, you must be able to manage it and also multiply it. So it's important that you don't spend everything that you earn. That's so important. One of the principles that I use is that you don't save what is left after spending. You spend what is left after saving. Okay? So you save first, then whatever is left over, then you start spending that. But it is so crucial that you don't spend everything that you make. I don't care how small your salary is, you can't find something that you can save. So there must be a percentage of your salary that you keep away that you can use to make more money for yourself. Okay, guys, so number 8. The 8th thing you must not do in 2020 is that you must not allow toxic people into your life. Do not allow toxic people into your life. I'm going to keep shouting it. Do not allow toxic people into your life until you hear it and it becomes a part of your life. Every time someone toxic wants to remain in your life, I need you to hear my voice saying, do not allow them back into your life. So this year, 2020, make sure you declutter. Kick every toxic person out of your life. This would be an amazing time to take inventory of the people that are around you, people in your life, the friends you allow into your space, and then look very closely at the kind of people that you allow into your life. Okay? So this year, do not allow toxic people into your life. There are 8 types of toxic people that you must avoid at all costs. Number 1, jealous people. You may have people in your life who make you feel like they're not really happy for you or the things you do. You know that somewhere in their hearts they're jealous. They want to be you. Okay? Make sure that they're not in your life. Number 2, people who spread negativity. People who always have something negative to say. So you want to do great things. They'll say, is it your type that does that kind of thing? No. How can? You know, they make you afraid. They make you confused. They make you doubt yourself. The 3rd, avoid people who always criticize you. They criticize every idea you bring, everything you do. You come out looking fantastic. They say, but you have a pimple on your nose. They never have something positive to say to you. Your hair is nice, but it's too long. Maybe a shorter style. There's always something to criticize. You've lost 10 kg, but you still look fat. But I have lost 10 kg. Can't you celebrate that? Okay, people who do not celebrate you, make sure you do not allow them into your life. People that don't care. Oh, they're the worst kind. So there's nothing that bothers you that they take seriously. Do not allow them into your life. People who keep disappointing you, it's so important that you do not allow them. And people who are self-centered, entitled, people who think it's their right for you to always do things for them, but they never do anything for you. They never bend over backwards for you. Never give those kind of people space in your life. This year, 2020, make it a point of duty to take inventory of your life and kick out all the toxic people in your life. Okay, so number 9, the 9th thing that you should not do in 2020. Do not dim your light for anyone. Remember I talked to you about toxic people? Now, do not dim your light. I don't care how jealous they are. I don't care how many times they criticize you. I don't care how many times they waste your time, make you feel bad. I don't care how many negative things they have to say about you. 2020 is the year to shine. It is the year of light, it's the year of vision, it's the year of clarity. When God shows you something, pursue it with all your heart and shine. Do not dim your light just because your light is shining in someone's eyes. Let them buy sunglasses if it's too much. But for you, shine as much as you can, okay? Do not let people limit you. Don't let people make you feel that you can't do what you're doing. Push. As far as you know that you're doing what God has called you to do, or you're doing what you know you should be doing, shine, shine. It's your time. 2020 is your time. So do not allow anyone make you dim your light in 2020. Okay, number 10. I can't believe we've already done 10. Okay, number 10. Do not postpone spending time with loved ones. This is so important. In 2020, please do not postpone spending time. If you need to set your alarm, if you need to write it in your to-do, Make sure that you plan your loved ones into your time in 2020. Listen, time is short. We never know when Jesus is going to return or when you will be called home. It's so important that you spend time, make memories with your loved ones. Play with the children, run outside with them. Don't always say, go and do your homework, go to your room. Spend some time making memories. I'm a very busy mom, so I'm always traveling, writing books, doing stuff, preaching. So I find it very easy to fall into the work mode and not mommy mode, okay? But I've learned over time, there's not just the quantity of time I spend with my children, it's also the quality of time. So in 2020, I've made up my mind to spend more time with them. So go to movies with them, make memories that when they grow older, they will remember. Make time to spend with your spouse. If you can afford to travel with them, travel. If it's a work trip and you can afford the time and the money, you just pay the extra flight ticket or the extra road ticket or whatever and go to, I mean, there's already a hotel for your spouse, and make it a family time as well. So when he goes off, maybe for the conference or for the meeting, when he gets back, make it date night in the evening, but plan to spend time. This is so important. Last year, 2019, I just had this feeling that I needed my family to go and see my father-in-law. And it was such a strong feeling because it wasn't so easy for us to see him all the time because he wasn't living in the city where we're living. But I just pressed on my husband, let's go and see him, let's go and see him. And we went, spent some days there. He had so much fun, took pictures with the grandchildren. He played with them. It was like we hadn't seen Papa in a long time. And in a few weeks later, they called us and said, Papa had gone home to be with the Lord. Imagine I didn't do that. I would live with the regrets. So it's important that in 2020, do not postpone spending time with your loved ones. Make it a point of duty to do that.